Hi everybody, this is Jen from Cookies, Cupcakes, and Cardio.com. Today on the channel we're doing another backpack baking adventure. We're going to be baking up this delicious jalapeno cornbread. We're headed to an overlook of a chain of lakes called Silver Springs. So I can't wait to show you the recipe and then show you the hike. To make the jalapeno cornbread, you're going to need 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour, half of a medium-sized onion chopped, 1 cup of shredded zucchini. You're going to need 1 1/4 cups of cornmeal, 2 jalapenos chopped, 2 eggs, 1/4 cup of olive oil, 1 cup of milk, and you're going to need 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, half of a teaspoon of dried chili pepper flakes, and 1/4 teaspoon of thyme. The first items that we're going to mix together are going to be our wet ingredients. So I'm going to put in my zucchini and just try to break up those shredded chunks here. And then my 2 eggs. Mix those together. And I'm going to put in the milk. And the olive oil. And then I'm going to put in both the jalapenos and the onions. So when you've got all of these wet ingredients all together, you're ready to add the dry. Our next step is to mix in our dry ingredients. So I'm going to start with the cornmeal. I'm just going to briefly stir it. You don't want to over stir this sort of a mixture because it will end up really tough. I'm going to put in my flour. And the spices. So I'm just going to mix this until it's all incorporated, and then I'll be back to show you how you can bake it if you want to do it at home, and also what we're going to do for backpacking. Now that the cornbread mixture is all incorporated, if you want to bake this at home, you can just put it in a 9-inch round pan or a loaf pan, any sort of pan that you can put in the oven for 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. Now we're going to be going out on our backpacking adventure. So I've got a sealed bag here, which is a Ziploc bag, and I'm just going to fill up my bag, put it in my backpack, and then we will see you on the trailhead. We're in the Wigwam Flathead area in southeastern British Columbia in Canada. We're going to be hiking up to the Silver Springs Lake area that has a lookout that will give us some great views. So let's get started. Top of the lookout overlooking Silver Springs in the background here, and you can see the beautiful canyon wall there, and it's an absolutely beautiful place to do some backpack baking. So we have the oven preheating, and I'm going to get it up to temperature at 350 degrees, and I'll be back to put the cornbread in. So the oven's up to temperature, and I have the cornbread here in my baking pan, so I'm going to put the cornbread into the backpack oven. And I'm going to bake it for about half an hour at this temperature. And when we're done, I'll be back to show you the delicious cooked cornbread. So the cornbread is finished cooking. So I'm just going to bring it out here. So you can see that it's nice and golden brown. I'm just going to leave it here and let it cool, and I'll be back to enjoy a piece with you. So thanks for enjoying another episode of a backpack baking adventure with us today. So I'm so excited to dig into this cornbread. Remember, you can find us on Google+, Twitter, and on Facebook, and I'll see you guys again next time.